You know, when we talk about the internet, we often focus on the big players, the Googles, the Facebooks, the Amazons.
Right.
But what about the websites and platforms that had their moment in the sun, captured our digital hearts, and then, well, vanished?
Yeah.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into one such platform, and it might bring back some memories for you. Polyvore.
Polyvore is a fascinating case study, isn't it? It
Yeah.
speaks to the power of digital creativity, the allure of online communities, and the sometimes fickle nature of internet fame.
Okay, so full disclosure, when I first saw Polyvore on our list, I thought, what is that?
Sure.
But then I started digging into this Wikipedia entry you sent, and it's like a time capsule of the early internet, but with a fashion twist. We're talking digital mood boards, shoppable outfits, a whole community built around style.
Yeah.
What's not to love?
And it's that community aspect that's so crucial to Polyvore's story.
Okay.
It wasn't just a tool. It was a space for people to connect, share their passions, and even influence real-world trends.
Wow.
Did you know that back in 2010, the New Yorker called Polyvore a fashion democracy?
Seriously. Fashion democracy. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
How did a website for making outfits get labeled like that?
Because Polyvore gave everyone a voice in the often exclusive world of fashion.
Huh.
Before Polyvore, if you wanted to share your style ideas, you were limited.
Right.
But suddenly, anyone with an internet connection could create these amazing digital collages of clothes, shoes, accessories, even room decor,
Wow.
and share them with the world.
It's like taking those fashion magazine cutouts we all used to make and bringing them online, right? But with the added bonus of being able to actually buy everything you see.
Exactly, yeah.
I was clicking through some old Polyvore sets online, and it's amazing how they captured different aesthetics. You had everything from bohemian chic to minimalist streetwear.
Right.
And it was all shoppable.
Exactly. Polyvore understood the power of visual language, especially in the realm of fashion.
Yeah.
A picture really is worth 1,000 words when you're trying to convey a particular style or mood.
Sure.
And by making those visuals shoppable, they tapped into the growing world of e-commerce, albeit in a way that felt more creative and community-driven than, say, just browsing a catalog.
Right, right.
Right.
So we've got digital mood boards, online shopping, and this thriving community of fashion enthusiasts.
Yes.
Where did it all begin? Was this the brainchild of some Silicon Valley startup whiz kid?
You might be surprised to learn that the story of Polyvore actually starts with a Yahoo engineer named Pasha Sadri.
Okay.
Back in 2006, he was redecorating his house and got frustrated with the whole process of flipping through magazines, cutting out pictures, trying to create a cohesive vision.
Right.
Sound familiar?
Oh, totally. I've been there, though maybe not with the same stylish results as a Yahoo engineer.
Well, Sadri decided there had to be a better way.
Yeah.
A way to harness the power of the internet to make mood boards easier, more visual, more shareable.
Right.
And so Polyvore was born.
Classic engineer move. See a problem, build a solution.
Right.
But this wasn't just any solution. This was a platform that would go on to amass millions of users.
I know, it's crazy.
Millions. When did Polyvore actually launch, and how did it gain traction so quickly?
It officially launched in 2007, and the fascinating thing is that its early growth was all organic.
Really?
There were no big marketing campaigns, no influencer endorsements, no venture capital pouring in.
Interesting.
It was just a genuinely good idea that resonated with people.
Yeah.
They loved the simplicity of creating these sets, as they were called.
Yeah.
And they loved this sense of community that was already forming around the platform.
You know, it's easy to forget in today's world of hyper-targeted ads and social media algorithms that word of mouth can still be a powerful force.
Absolutely.
People loved Polyvore, so they told their friends, shared their sets on other platforms, and slowly but surely it gained momentum.
Exactly. By 2010, Polyvore was attracting millions of unique visitors every month. And that New Yorker profile we mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
That cemented its status
Yeah.
as a force to be reckoned with in the online fashion world.
Wow.
It wasn't just a niche website anymore. It was a cultural phenomenon.
Okay, millions of users. A fashion democracy. Polyvore was on a roll.
It really was.
But we all know the internet can be a fickle beast.
Oh, tell me about it.
What were those clever revenue streams that kept the lights on? Because building a website, especially one this popular, isn't free.
You're right. Running a successful platform takes more than just good vibes and creative energy.
Right.
Polyvore had two main revenue streams.
Okay.
And they were both cleverly integrated into the user experience.
Okay, I like it.
The first was affiliate links.
Okay.
Every item you saw on a Polyvore set, from a designer handbag to a vintage lampshade, had a link back to the retailer selling it. Click on that link, make a purchase, and Polyvore got a cut of the sale.
Oh, it's all coming back to me now. I remember spending hours on Polyvore, putting together these elaborate dream outfits, and then, inevitably, my browser would be flooded with tabs from all the online stores I'd visited.
Right.
It was dangerously easy to get sucked into a shopping spree.
Exactly. They made it seamless to go from inspiration to purchase, and that was a game changer in the world of e-commerce.
For sure.
The second revenue stream was sponsor challenges.
Okay.
As Polyvore's influence grew, brands were eager to get in on the action.
Yeah.
It partnered with Polyvore to host contests where users would create sets around a specific theme using items from the brand.
Like design your ultimate festival look, using only items from a particular clothing brand. I bet those were popular. So win-win, right? Brands get exposure to a highly engaged audience, and Polyvore users get to flex their creative muscles and potentially win some cool prizes.
You got it.
Nice.
It was a smart way to monetize the platform without compromising the core experience for users.
Smart.
In fact, these challenges often enhanced the community aspect of Polyvore, as users would vote on their favorite sets, share tips and tricks, and even gain recognition for their creations.
So cool. So cool.
It was really neat.
It's almost like Polyvore was this perfect storm of the right idea at the right time.
It seems so.
They had tapped into the power of visual expression, community, and online shopping.
Absolutely.
So what happened? Because I'm guessing we're not here just to reminisce about the glory days of digital mood boards.
Sadly, you're right. Polyvore's story takes a bit of a turn, and not necessarily for the better.
Oh.
In 2015, at the height of its popularity, Polyvore was acquired by Yahoo.
Yahoo. Now, I might be dating myself here, but I remember when Yahoo was the website, the gateway to the internet.
Right.
So I imagine acquiring a trendy platform like Polyvore must have seemed like a smart move for them, especially as they were trying to stay relevant in a rapidly changing digital landscape.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
On the surface, it looked like a match made in internet heaven.
Right.
Yahoo got access to Polyvore's massive, engaged user base and their expertise in social commerce.
Makes sense.
And Polyvore, well, they got the backing and resources of a major internet player.
Yeah.
Everyone was optimistic.
Sure.
But as we've seen time and time again in the tech world, mergers and acquisitions can be tricky.
There's always a but, right?
Right. The integration of Polyvore into the Yahoo ecosystem didn't quite go as planned.
Really?
Yahoo, perhaps in an attempt to streamline things or maximize synergy, started making changes.
Changes that didn't sit well with the Polyvore community.
Unfortunately, that's putting it mildly.
Oh, no.
Some of the features that made Polyvore unique, like the emphasis on user-generated content and the community-driven aspects, started to take a back seat.
Oh, I see.
It felt, to many users, like Polyvore was losing its soul.
I can see why users would feel that way.
Yeah.
Like when your favorite indie band signs a big record deal and suddenly their music sounds overproduced, too commercial.
You've hit the nail on the head.
Oh.
The essence of what made Polyvore special was being diluted.
Right.
And if that wasn't enough of a blow, another twist was just around the corner.
Oh, no. What now?
In 2017, Verizon acquired Yahoo and all its properties, including Polyvore.
So Polyvore went from being the cool kid on the block to a small fish in an even bigger pond.
Exactly.
Did anyone at Verizon even know what Polyvore was, let alone how to nurture its unique community? This can't be good.
You're picking up what we're putting down.
Oh, no.
It seems that digital mood boards weren't exactly a top priority for Verizon.
Yeah.
Sadly, in 2018, just a year after the Verizon acquisition, the news broke. Polyvore had been acquired yet again.
Wow.
This time by Sense, a luxury fashion retailer.
Wait, a luxury fashion retailer? That seems like a strange fit.
It did, didn't it?
Did Essence try to transform Polyvore into some kind of exclusive shopping destination for the ultra-rich?
Well, that's what many assumed would happen, but the reality was far more disappointing for Polyvore's devoted users. Instead of trying to integrate Polyvore into their existing platform, Essence decided to shut it down completely.
Shut it down, as in gone, deleted, poof.
Pretty much.
That's brutal. What was the reaction like from the Polyvore community? They poured so much time, energy, and creativity into this platform.
It was heartbreak on a massive scale.
I bet.
Imagine pouring your heart and soul into a digital creation, building a following, finding your tribe, and then Without warning, it's all gone.
I'm looking at this Wikipedia entry now, and it says Polyvore officially shut down on April 5, 2018.
Wow.
That's wild to think about, a platform with millions of users just gone. Did people at least have time to save their sets, their data? That feels like losing a digital scrapbook or something.
It was a rough transition.
Yeah.
The Wikipedia article does mention that users were given a way to download their data.
Okay.
But there were issues.
Oh, no.
Broken links, difficulties accessing content, that kind of thing.
Ugh, the worst.
Not exactly the smooth exit you'd hope for.
It's one thing for a website you kind of sort of used to disappear, but Polyvore was different.
Right.
People were passionate about it. There were even online petitions trying to save it, weren't there?
Absolutely. The outpouring of support wasn't surprising, though.
Right.
For many, Polyvore was more than just a website.
Totally.
It was a creative outlet, a community, a place where they could express themselves through fashion.
Yeah.
The fact that Essence didn't seem to recognize that, or at least chose not to act on it, is telling.
It kind of makes you wonder about the trade-offs, right?
Yeah.
On the one hand, you have this independent platform fostering creativity and community. On the other, you have the potential for bigger resources and wider reach through acquisitions.
Right.
But as we've seen with Polyvore, sometimes those acquisitions come with a hefty price.
It's a classic dilemma in the tech world, isn't it?
It really is.
Balancing growth and innovation with the preservation of what made something special in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
In Polyvore's case, that balance tipped, and unfortunately, it ended in a way that left many users feeling unheard and let down.
It's a shame, especially since Polyvore felt like such a trailblazer in so many ways.
It did.
The way they combined social networking, e-commerce, and visual expression, it was ahead of its time. Speaking of which, for our listeners out there feeling nostalgic for their Polyvore days, are there any alternatives today that even come close?
The internet abhors a vacuum, as they say. There are definitely platforms that have tried to capture the spirit of Polyvore, though whether they've fully succeeded is up for debate.
Let's hear it. What are some of the options out there?
One that's often mentioned is Fashmates.
Okay.
It's built around that same core concept of creating and sharing outfits with a strong focus on shoppable content.
So you could browse outfits, find inspiration, and if you saw something you liked, boom, you could click and buy it, just like on Polyvore.
You got it.
Very cool.
Another one is Combine.
Yeah.
It's got a slightly younger, more street-style vibe.
Okay.
But again, the basic functionality is there.
Yeah.
Create, share, discover, shop.
Love it. Love it.
Yeah.
And what about Stylevore? That was another one that popped up when I was doing some research for this episode.
Right. Stylevore positions itself as more of a curated fashion discovery platform.
Okay.
Think less about building your own sets from scratch and more about browsing looks put together by influencers and brands.
Got it.
It's like a more shoppable version of Instagram, if you will.
Interesting. So there are options, but it sounds like Polyvore still holds a special place in a lot of people's internet hearts.
I think that's part of what makes Polyvore's story so enduring, even if the platform itself is gone.
Yeah.
It reminds us that even in the digital age, even with all the algorithms and targeted advertising, sometimes the most impactful platforms are the ones that feel the most human, the most community-driven.
It's so true.
And those are often the hardest to replicate.
So what's the takeaway here? What can we learn from the rise and fall of Polyvore?
For me, Polyvore's legacy is a reminder that online communities, while powerful, are also fragile. It's a reminder that even the most popular platforms can disappear, leaving behind a void that's not easily filled.
Right.
But it's also a reminder of the power of digital creativity and the enduring appeal of connecting with others over shared passions.
It makes you wonder what the internet would look like today if Polyvore had never been acquired, if it had stayed independent and continued to evolve on its own terms.
Right.
It's a fascinating what if to ponder.
It is.
Yeah.
But regardless of what could have been, Polyvore's impact on online fashion and the power of digital mood boards is undeniable. It's a story worth remembering, not just for the nostalgia factor, but for the lessons it holds about the ever-changing nature of the internet and the importance of building online spaces that are both engaging and enduring.
That's a great note to end on.
It is.
If you're listening to this and feeling a wave of Polyvore nostalgia, we encourage you to share your memories in the comments.
Yes.
What were your favorite things about the platform? Did you participate in any of the sponsored challenges? Let's keep the conversation going.
I'm sure there are some amazing Polyvore stories out there waiting to be told.
Oh, I bet.
And who knows, maybe somewhere out there, someone is already building the next great platform that will capture our digital hearts and imaginations.
Maybe that platform is out there right now, just waiting to be discovered.
It could be.
Until then, thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the world of Polyvore.
Of course.
It's been a trip down internet memory lane.
The pleasure was all ours.
Until next time.
Until next time.